So we'll just hang on to allow people to join us. Thanks very much for joining us this evening. It's great to have you with us. We're just going to allow a couple of minutes for people to join us. So thank you for waiting. Once again, thanks for joining us this evening. My name is Matthew from Liverpool John Moores University, joined by a number of UK universities here and some students that are either currently studying with us in the UK or have graduated previously. I'm just going to hang on for one more minute and then we'll make a start. But as you will know, today we're going to have a chance to hear from a number of our students, and I'd love you to write any questions you may have or you'd like to ask them. So please take this opportunity to write any questions now, and we'll be starting shortly. You can ask your questions in the Q&A section. Thanks very much. Okay, fantastic. We will make a start. So once again, thank you for coming to join us today for this webinar. It's great to have you with us. I'm glad to say we're joined by a number of universities from around the UK. We're a group of universities that have been working together for the past year, taking the opportunity to collaborate together during this COVID pandemic time, but particularly having opportunities to connect with students like yourself all over the Middle East and North Africa. And we're really grateful for those of you that have joined us today. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. I'm going to introduce my colleagues who are with us. We've got colleagues and students from universities across the UK. So perhaps I'll start with Ian.
Hi everyone, my name is Ian. I work for Northumbria University, Newcastle, which is in the northeast of England.
Fantastic, thanks Ian. And then Emma.
Hello, my name's Emma and I am from the University of Portsmouth, so down on the sunny south coast of the UK.
Great, and we'll stay down in the south. Let's go to Diane.
Hi, I'm Diane from the University of Kent, which is in Canterbury, just round the corner from London, about 50 minutes from London.
That's great. And then we're going to jump back up north to Jill.
Hello, I'm Jill. I'm from the University of Central Lancashire, which is in Preston in the northwest of England.
Fantastic, Jill. And then finally, obviously, my name is Matthew from Liverpool John Moores University. That's probably very apparent from the screen behind me. It's great that we have a number of students with us today who have studied at our universities or are currently studying at our universities. I'll start by introducing Shraddha because she's here in sort of a dual capacity. Shraddha, do you want to introduce yourself and explain where you studied and what you're doing now?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, but just turn your camera on if that's okay.
I mean, I think the camera is on. My screen is just frozen, so I'm just wandering around what's happening.
Don't worry, we can hear you. Carry on.
Yeah. Hello, hi. A good day to everyone who's joined us today. Hope you find the session insightful. I am Shraddha Kinney. I completed my Masters of Marketing from Nottingham Trent University, originally from India, but studied a couple of years in Oman. I kind of have an experience of schooling at different areas and countries across. It's been a wonderful experience completing my Masters from Nottingham Trent University, and I'm currently working for the university as well.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. Let me introduce Manushra as well. He's from studying with the University of Central Lancashire.
All right. Hello, everyone again, and thank you for being with us today. I'm Manushra, final year student in interior design at University of Central Lancashire, and I'm from Iran. Currently, I'm also working as a part-time student, in a part-time job as a Welcome Team ambassador. And I'm so grateful that I'm today here to share my experience.
Thank you so much. And let's go to Omar, who's currently studying at the University of Portsmouth.
Hello, my name is Omer. I'm currently studying architecture second year. I'm also an international student ambassador for the University of Portsmouth. And yeah, happy to be here. Hope you find this session useful.
That's brilliant. And finally, we've got one of Liverpool John Moore's graduates dialing in. Leith, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for hosting me. My name is Leith, and I'm a student from Qatar. I studied in Liverpool John Morris University. I graduated in 2019, and now I'm currently working for Qatar Airways, and everything is going upwards. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Leith. So that's who you've got with you today. As we say, it's great to have the opportunity to share our experience with you, but particularly for you to hear from our students and to ask them any questions you might have. So just a reminder that there's the Q&A section on the Zoom window on your phone or on your computer. Do take the opportunity to write any question you might have that you want to ask either the students or even to ask the universities as well. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Diane from Kent, and she's going to lead us into the next part of our session today. Thanks very much, Diane.
Thank you, Matthew. Right, so I think what we'll do, there aren't any questions in the Q&A at the moment, so I think what we'll do is I'll ask a question, and I'm going to direct this to Omar. You're lucky first person up here, but just a very brief one, really. How did you decide to come to the UK, to come and study in the UK? What was in your decision making? Why the UK and not stay at home or go elsewhere?
Well, at home, I did my schooling in Tanzania, and I followed the Cambridge system. And so it was a much easier progression to directly translate my grades from A levels into a UK university. And sort of the different things that were going to be covered on my course already had a sort of background with the subjects I'd taken at A levels. So it was just one of those natural things. At the same time, UK universities were highly up there and considered to be great. So I was like, it's the number one option, and they're already great, and it opens so many doors, and so it was sort of a no-brainer for me.
Okay, great, thank you. And what about you, Manushra? What made you decide to come to the UK?
Well, before coming to the UK, I was always thinking of studying in a field that I was most interested in. And I was considering continuing my studies in an English-speaking country. And I knew that job opportunities in the design field in the UK are quite high. So England was my first option. And there were other reasons as well, like in the UK, there are facilities, maybe better facilities, and also accessible research sources. And also there was another reason that I talked to my friend who was already studying at UCLan. He was doing sports science. So I talked to him, and he advised me to study in the UK, especially in this university. Anyways, yeah, after doing some also research about the UK and which city I would prefer to stay, I finally chose to study in Preston.
Okay, that's great. Thanks. I think that's a really good tip, actually, that you just said there. You know, if you are thinking about your future studies, then probably the best people to get advice from are people who've actually gone through the experience. So your friends or family who've studied in the UK or wherever. I think they're a great source of information and advice for all of you who are possibly considering studying overseas. So once you've made the decision to maybe come to the UK, obviously there's the whole admissions process and all of the paperwork that needs to be done. So Laith, maybe coming to you, how did you find the admissions process for your course of study in the UK? How did you find that?
Actually, I used to be a student in the University of Sheffield, and I got my admission there through similar to an agency that are in contact, like an academic agency in contact with different universities. And from University of Sheffield, they also helped me to admit to Liverpool John Morris. I visited it as a tour, and I really loved the city, and I'm there since then. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks. So again, another useful bit of information maybe, or a bit of a tip that if you can, it's always good to try and visit different universities. I know it's a little bit difficult, especially at the moment, to do that. But if you do get the opportunity, then it's good to come and visit. But I know most universities definitely have virtual tours now, so you can actually get to have a feel of the campus. So Shraddha, as well, coming to you, how did you find the application process? So how was it easy? How did you get around that?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Diane. So basically, application process was not that difficult for me at all. Tip number one, I tried applying little much in advance, so I had enough time to plan out everything. And when the admissions team came down asking for certain documents, I had that all ready. So one tip that I would pass on to fellow students who are currently looking forward to applying to the UK would be plan out your application well in advance, so you have enough time. Because being international students, there are different documents that they kind of expect from us, So if you kind of apply a little later, then you do not have enough window period to kind of manage or maybe provide the documents, which can then delay your intake as well. So I think that was the key hint, or maybe the key area of success why my application went pretty smooth and it was easy.
Okay, great. Yeah, that I mean, I couldn't have put it better myself. And I think we're always saying, try and get everything done as much in advance as possible. So you've got enough time to make sure that you can get to the university by the beginning of term with as little stress as possible. And that means planning well in advance. Something related to that, how about the visa process? Manushra, how have you got any experience of going through applying for a visa to the UK?
Well, fortunately, I applied earlier than my course starts. So I had enough time to spend I had enough time to get the visa and then come to the UK. But I've seen some students applied a bit late, and they got the admission, the acceptance late, and then because of the shortage of the time, they weren't able to start the course on time. That is why after receiving the visa, they started the course maybe in the 3rd week or 4th week. I would say, yeah, same. Please, if you consider to apply at a certain universities, try to make your mind quicker, so then you can have the time to get the visa before starting your course.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, another thing of, planning in advance and trying to get all these, administrative things out of the way, so that you can begin your program, when you're meant to, and with as little stress as possible. Okay, so Omer, I'm going to come to you again. What were your type of first impressions of the UK? Can you remember when you arrived here? What did you think of the UK? And you don't have to say everything positive. You can say the negatives as well.
When I first got here, I was like, the sun is a lie. That's the number one thing. Now, I say that because in Tanzania, we're really like 1-2 degrees off the equator. So when I see it's sunny outside, it's hot. That's just what it means, right? Or it's bare minimum warm. And so I get here and I look outside, I see it's sunshine. Okay, fair enough. And so my go-to attire is t-shirt, shorts, trainers, and I walk outside. And whenever I'd hit the ground floor outside of my building and the wind hits me, I do an automatic U-turn up 8 flights of stairs and change. And it took me a while to get used to this. But at the same time, at least for the people in the south over here, they're very friendly, but as well, because Portsmouth is a student town. So a lot of the people you're going to interact with or meet on the streets are students, so they kind of are aware of what it is, what you're going through, the whole change of environment, but also the locals, really friendly. And in terms of like the buildings, they look old. That's when you come from a place where they're like rapidly upgrading, building new structures, you tend to realize the UK is just mostly old buildings that have been conserved or protected and all this. So it was sort of a change of environment, like, oh, I don't get to see this often at home. So I started to appreciate how some of these buildings for their age have been so well preserved and taken care of.
Okay, and I suppose if you're studying architecture, that's something that really you would notice quite a bit, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah,
with your interest in buildings. Yeah.
Sustainability, and also making sure the future generations have the same access to those buildings that are World Heritage or they're culturally protected and have cultural importance and all that.
Yeah, we're very proud of our history. Okay, that's great. Maybe Laith as well. Can you remember any of your first impressions of the UK? Was it the same as Omer about the weather?
Well, the weather is most certainly the same, but I was very familiar with the UK. I used to visit it almost annually for summer vacations. But the university years have definitely been different, because living there for a long time has got me accustomed to the new weather, and I actually miss it now. Coming back to Doha and in the sunny weather, I really want to be back there. Other than that, let's say my first impression or my first experience, I really enjoyed how life is back in the days. I don't know about the COVID situation now, but back in the days it was very dynamic, and especially in the city of Liverpool, it's mostly populated by students, and most of them are international students. There's only the minority are from Liverpool. And you get to have the experience of meeting and interacting with the students from different universities as well, and visiting their clubs and I actually enjoyed going to an exam of a musical academy, and their graduation exam was actually to perform a concert. And that was one of my best experiences because I met a lot of people there, and they were very open and welcoming students from different universities as well. So
Okay,
that
great.
was very, yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it so
Okay.
much. Thank
Well,
you.
it sounds as if you took advantage of different things that were going on around you, which is a great thing to do, I think. So, and Manushra, you're still in the UK at the moment, are you? You're
Yes,
still
currently I'm in the
here.
UK, yeah, in Preston.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you want to tell us a little bit about the situation at the moment? How are things going at the moment with the current situation that we're in?
In regards to the teaching, some of the courses have started to teach face-to-face. For example, my course, every week we have 2 sessions face-to-face teaching and 1 session online. And about the other restrictions, that there hasn't been that much difference, like restaurants are closed and the gatherings also is banned. But hopefully a few weeks later, they're going to change the restrictions and we can get together as last year, which last year was so vibrant. The city was so good. People would go out and have a night life. But now, yeah, everything changed. And in regards to the other cities, I think this could be the same. I'm not sure how it is, but yeah, for Preston, that's it.
Yeah, I think we're all the same at the moment. We're suffering a bit of lockdown, but hopefully we'll be coming out of it soon. Okay, so if we're thinking about your accommodation at university, could you share a little bit of your thoughts and insights and experiences of your accommodation? And again, I think Manushra, are you in accommodation now?
Yes, currently I'm in accommodation. It's a student accommodation. Well, my experience of staying in accommodation, it's been like 2 years, and it was really good because I got to see people, new students from different backgrounds, and even in first year of my studies, I stayed in university accommodation, where I met new people, new students, and I made some friends. I'm a friend with my ex-flatmates, and I'm in contact with them. However, 2 of them have graduated already. So yeah, I would say try staying in a student accommodation at least for a year, because you as a student will get it to have a proper student life, student experience. So you will get to see new people from different backgrounds, cultures, personalities, and different interests. And also the security of the student accommodation or the university accommodation is quite important, which has the university accommodation really provides good security and safety.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. And coming over to Shraddha, have you had experience of university accommodation, and anything else that you'd like to add to what Manushra said?
Yeah, I definitely second on what Manushra said, that there's a lot of security based on the campus accommodation. So I didn't have like a privilege to stay on the campus accommodation, but I lived in a private accommodation, which was just like 1 minute walk from my university building. So I would like consider it to be on campus. But it was a real nice feeling. I lived in the accommodation for around 3 years and then made some good friends. So the reason why I picked up an accommodation, especially an ensuite, was you can kind of, gel up with different people from different nationalities, different cultures, and kind of understand how they manage and live around. The same thing would not be able to experience if it was a studio accommodation, so I had real good experience. And security is something that being international students or being home students, we think that we should be in safe and secure hands. So I would definitely say that there is a right amount of security on campus in the accommodations as well. So it's really safe.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Thank you. So if we start thinking about maybe activities that you did outside of your studies. So Omer, were you in any clubs and societies? What tell us about life as a student outside of your studies.
I joined 2 or 3 societies, arguably. So the first one was the Tanzanian society, to sort of get together with people who are from where I live, you know, our whole try and combat homesickness. The second was Cuban salsa. I learned how to Cuban salsa, and there was a sort of pub club that had Latino night. And so it was on a Thursday night. And so on a Wednesday, I'd have my Cuban salsa classes. And on Thursday, I'll go practice in a practical setting without music changing, sort of get used to it. And the last one was I got a gym membership at the university. And it was really fun. Like, I can't really regret any of it. And
will you carry on with your Cuban salsa dancing? Is that something that you want to?
Once everything is all opened up again, and I'm enjoying and looking forward to actually getting back and all this. A special thing for architecture, I know we'd have an annual trip to Italy to check out different types of architecture, so that we're not just only in a bubble of English or UK architecture. And yes, it is technically related to the course, but then it wasn't, because they were given so much freedom and all this. So that is also something I really enjoyed, and was bummed about that we couldn't get it this year because of everything that's happening. But yeah.
Okay, great. So it sounds as if you did take advantage of the different clubs and societies and things that were available to you. So coming to Laith as well, have you got any recollections of things that you did that you'd like to share with us that you did outside of your studies? Any cultural or sport things? Yeah.
Yes, actually, there were so many of them. It's almost very difficult to recall. But one of the main things that I keep talking about again and again with my friends up until today is I actually used to have a membership in a kart racing arena, you know. So I used to go there every weekend for unlimited times and for the sole purpose of beating the time track record. And I kept going there again and again and again until I finally perfected the art of kart driving or kart racing until I was able to actually beat the record and put my name up there on the wall. And other than that, I was very much engaged with the social life. I was very invested in meeting people from all around the world and building lasting relationships that I am still in contact with them. The major part that helped me in all of that was actually because of the student accommodation. I would like to highlight that, is because some of my friends or people that I know from my country prefer having their own apartment. But from my point of view, I see that they are missing most of the student experience because they don't get to actually taste the life of being self-dependent and there's so much I cannot explain in simple words, but student life is all about living with students and trying out things the way they do. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point, actually, that, you know, I think a lot of the experience of coming to the UK is not just getting a piece of paper with your degree or whatever qualification. It's all the other things that help you outside of your studies, and you know, you can learn different things and Omer is going to be a world-class salsa dancer, winning medals at the Salsa Olympics or whatever. But learning all these things and having different experiences that I think UK universities are great at offering to students. Okay, so that's good.
Sorry for interrupting. May I be excused
on.
for a couple of minutes? I just gotta go and come back like real quick. I'll just be on mute. I'll still be in the call.
Okay, sure, no problem. Thanks.
Thank you.
One maybe last thing that I think would be useful to share. Maybe I'll come to you, Shraddha, first. What kind of advice do you think that you would give to any people who are considering coming to study in the UK? Maybe what advice would have been useful to you when you were preparing to come to the UK?
Yeah, so this is a real interesting question, So the only piece of advice that I'd give all my fellow buddies who are considering coming to the UK, not an advice, but it's like a thumbs up that you're coming to the right destination. UK is an amazing place to kind of study and live and experience everything. I would rather say just research well, plan in your application much beforehand. Like I stressed earlier as well, we are international students, so the university kind of demand different documents, which we do not have like enough time if we were to apply at a later stage. That can only result in you missing out that intake. So just research well, start applying at the earliest, and you'll have everything sorted. It's an absolute amazing place to come down and study, irrespective of whichever university you choose. The people around in the UK are really supportive, very helpful, very friendly. I've had the best experience being there for 3 years of my time in the university as well as the country. So yeah, it's a big thumbs up, and you'll have a lovely and a wonderful time.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And we didn't even pay you to say that. That sounds brilliant. Omer, the same kind of thing. Is there any advice that you might give, maybe about what students might want to bring with them, about what you think would be useful? I know it's going back a couple of years possibly, but, if there's any advice that you could give to students, like, oh, don't forget to pack, I don't know, hats.
Well, the first thing I'd say is, as a student, you're going out of your natural element, especially when you're an international student and you're being placed into this new environment. And the first response you're going to have is like, I don't know anybody if you don't know anybody, right? And you're just going to stick to yourself. And most of the time you realize that people just stay quiet and they forget things because they go through life, experience things on a micro level, right? But you don't think about it on a macro level. So you, for example, you'll be sitting there on the bus, keeping quiet, keeping to yourself because you don't know the person next to you, but then they're probably doing the same thing because they do not know you. So when you just make that extra effort to just say, hi, how are you? Like it can go a long way and you start a friendship randomly and it turns out to be one of the best friendships you probably ever had, or you have made. Secondly, I would say when you're moving to a new place, consider downloading locally the map on your either Google Map or Apple Maps, so that when you, let's say, get there and you don't have an internet connection, you sort of already know where possibly the supermarkets are, or if you need to do something where you can go, and you sort of have that data saved in case you want to be self-dependent and all that, because sometimes people do find it a struggle to sort of ask for help when they're in need, Also, the UK tends to be really chilly, and most people don't realize this because like 4 weather systems cross over each other in the UK. And so you buy an umbrella and it's going to break after 2-3 uses. It's just the basic truth. So, scarf, possibly warm gloves, to just, keep your hands warm, and you should be fine, enjoy, go exploring. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really good advice. And again, guess that thing of talking to people and maybe pushing yourself a little bit, maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone, but just to start chatting to people, and then you find that they're in the same situation as you, and very grateful for you to have started talking to them. Yeah, the weather, unfortunately, we can't do anything about. That's beyond our control. All we can do is prepare for it. And yeah, I think we managed to do that quite well with warm clothes and umbrellas. So Manushra, coming to you, again, if you've got any tips or anything for someone who might be thinking of coming to the UK, or if you had any experience working, and again, I'll throw it open to the others as well. If you've got any experience of working in the UK, if you'd like to share those experiences with us.
Sure. For students before coming to the UK, same thing that Omar said, I would say it's like practicing the social skills before coming to the UK. Just leave your comfort zone and meet new people from your own city and go out. So mainly just socialize before coming to the UK, then you will feel maybe more confident to meet new people and meet new students, make some new friends. And when they are here, they just reach to the UK and they can participate in different societies and sport clubs in the university itself. So that way they can meet new people, learn about different culture and their lifestyles. About your second question, what was that? Sorry, say again.
If you've got any experience of working in the UK.
Well, first of all, for finding a job, it would be nice to have a chat with the university's career service. I'm pretty sure all the universities have this service. So I also got some advice from my career support advisor. So the thing was about my CV, my motivation, the cover letter, which is sometimes we call it motivation letter. So yeah, the career service, they helped me to improve my CV and to kind of sort out the issues that I wasn't sure what I should really write for the cover letter. So and also while working in as ambassador at UCLan University, it was really challenging to work in this environment, education environment, and work in different language with talking with different language, which was challenging, but I really like the challenge because without challenge, you don't push yourself to learn more. And this was really good experience for me, and it's been going so well. I'm so grateful that I have been working while studying.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's, I think all of us, all universities, there are different work opportunities for you. And one of them is, as you say, is being a student ambassador. Now, I think Ian is here from Northumbria University, and I think has been joined by a current student. There we go, Moody, is it? So would you like to take it? I'll shut up a little minute and you can carry on and I have a chat and share some of Moody's experiences with us.
Sure, thank you, Diane. Hey Moody, how are you doing?
Hi, yes, I'm good, thank you.
It's really nice. It's really nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. So what we're doing today is we're just talking, there's a group of universities here and we're talking to a few attendees who are thinking about studying in the UK about what the experiences of past students were coming to the UK. And I know that, you know, when you were at Northumbria, you did lots of different things. You know, you had the Kuwaiti Society and you had a really, you know, a varied and interesting experience. So we've already talked about quite a lot of things today. Do you want to, first of all, tell me a bit about your experience with the Kuwaiti Society and also, you know, meeting other students, you know, through the Kuwaiti Society and also in the wider student community?
Yes, so when I was in Northumbria University doing my undergraduate studies, I had the chance to volunteer in Kuwait Society, and I was a president for Kuwait Society for 3 years. And it was it was fun for me, a fun experience. And so basically through the year we do like 2 big celebrations, which is the National Day, and we get all the students together. Either they are Kuwaiti or non-Kuwaiti, so they can know the culture. We get together. For me, that was like a big point for the university, because like wanting to study abroad, I want to meet different people. I want to get to know different cultures. I want to know their culture, and I want them to know about mine too. So this was one of my biggest experience in Northumbria University. Yeah.
I definitely remember, you know, the Kuwaiti National Days and that being a fantastic experience, meeting other Kuwaiti students as well. What was your experience of meeting students from other cultures and other societies? You know, what was that experience like for you? Did you spend a lot of time with fellow Kuwaiti students, or did you meet, you know, students from all over the world?
No, actually, from all over the world. I mean, my main friends are from, they're international, they are not Kuwaiti, and that's what I like from my experience studying abroad. Studying in the UK, it gave me the chance to meet a lot of people. There is no like certain nationality that's just there. No, like it's very broad, it's very international, and it was very easy like to get to know them. And what I like about the UK universities, that they try their best to get you together. And different university, they have different programs, different volunteering trips and things like that. So that was definitely easy for me to get to know people. I went there while I was 18 years old. So it was my first year to be abroad and a different country. It was very easy. I didn't feel like I was afraid or I was alone. Like even the teachers was really friendly with me. So you always find like someone there to help you, either students or like staff within the university. Yeah.
That's really good to hear. Thank you very much for sharing that experience. Just aware of time, and we'll make sure that we have an opportunity for our attendees to ask the whole panel questions. I'm just going to finally ask you one more thing, just to you, Moody, which is, if you could, you know, what's your biggest piece of advice that you would give to somebody that's thinking about applying to a university in the UK?
So the biggest advice I would say to enjoy it. So doing the undergraduate studies, or like taking 1 year or 3 years, 2 years, it's not easy. So you will find like your ups and downs during your studies, and you just need to go through it. You know, it's definitely worth it. You will find people. What I like about having the society within the university is you will find people are doing the same. Like if you miss your family, they're missing their families too. You know, if they are sad, you are sad too. Like, it's just like a nice community. Like I like the fact that I find people same of my mindset, some of my mentality, and they are having the same experience with me. So this was like something I really liked about being in the university, you know, in the UK. And definitely, like I would advise them, just go ahead and never give up, like through your studies.
That's a really, really positive note to end on with yourself, Moody. If you just stay on the call, I'm just going to pass over back to Diane now, who's going to just run through the rest of the session, and we'll finish up there. All right, thank you very much, Moody.
Thank you. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Moody. I think, you know, we might be drawing to an end at the moment, for the moment, but I think there's been some really useful insights from our students, and I think we'd like to thank them very much for giving up their time and sharing those experiences with us. I think just a few things that I would say in summary really is, you know, if you're thinking of coming to the UK, there are great opportunities here for you. But as everyone seems to have said, it's like there are a lot of opportunities, but it's very much up to you to take advantage of them. And the more you throw yourself into the experience, the more you'll get out of it. Yes, there are those administrative things like you've got to apply early, you've got to apply for your visa and do everything. But once you've got all of those sorted out and you get here, you can really throw yourself into student life and hopefully you'll get a lot out of it. So I think I will be quiet for the moment and I'll hand over to Matthew, and maybe if anyone else wants to have any final thoughts.
Thank you so much, Diane. That's been so helpful. I've got one last question for our students, if they're able to answer this, is to think about if there was one thing you wish someone had told you before you started your university journey, one thing you wish someone had told you, what would that be? Who would like to answer that question? One thing you think, oh, if only I'd known that, it might have been a little different, or I might have made some different decisions even. Leith has raised his hand. I think he'd like to answer. Leith.
Yes, actually, it's not as much as it is related to the university as much as the life in England specifically. I wish if someone had told me not to buy a lot of clothes before going there, because the clothes being sold in the UK, especially the shoes and the jackets and all of that, they're literally equipped for that weather. And when we buy clothes, for example, let's say from Qatar, even if it was a jacket, if it was the biggest jacket in the shop, it's not enough to keep you warm there. So my advice to students is not to buy a lot of clothes, travel light, and carry the essentials with you. When you arrive there, make sure you have extra pocket money to spend on some of clothes of your choice, or choosing.
That's brilliant advice, Leith. We get so many emails, students asking, what do I need to bring? How many of these certain items should I bring? And of course, you're right. There's the right things available in the UK for the climate, but then there's also a wealth of different places where you can buy those things. So that's really great advice. I don't know, Omar, did you want to suggest something you wish you'd thought of, or you wish you'd asked before you came?
Yeah, I would say you don't need to be serious 24/7 when you first get here. You know, give yourself a time to first relax and adjust to your new environment. Because if you're trying to hit the ground running, you're gonna burn out very quickly, and you realize you gotta start pacing yourself and actually plan out how you're gonna do things and build time to just relax, cool down, and enjoy other things. Because if you are just on your course 24/7, or it's just mainly your course, at some point you're not going to really enjoy it. And so when you you start doing other projects or other hobbies, it sort of just becomes so much more easier, and you sort of realize you're no longer actively trying. It's sort of like you're in cruise control, like, okay, you know, at this time I'm in uni, I'm doing this, I gotta do this. But then when it gets to a certain point, it's like, oh yeah, I got hobbies I got friends I gotta meet, you know, just pace yourself.
That's really good advice. Thanks, Omar. I think Moody might have raised her hand. Did you want to add something, Moody?
Yes. So actually, I have two advice, if that's okay.
Please.
one of the main advice I would say to a new student is before you apply for a study that you want to do, please like check each university which kind of program that they provide, because this was like a lot of my friends and my students that they are studying with me, we didn't explore which kind of studies that the university can give us. When you are like when you grow up in a certain culture, there are certain things that you think that, oh, we should all be engineer, or oh, we should all be like studying medicine. So this one advice I would give students and people like try to explore what kind of options you have, because UK universities, they have so many programs and they are all fun and interesting in their own ways. So this is definitely something I would wish if I knew about it before, because middle of my studies I realized, oh, I'm actually interested in different programs and things like that. So this is one of my advice. And the second advice I would say, for the university accommodation, like when you first go abroad, try to be in university accommodation so you are within the people that like with you, like we are within students. Don't try to go like for private accommodation, because you suddenly will feel lonely. You don't have anyone to communicate with. You don't have the common area that the university provides. So I would definitely recommend to study within the university accommodation, and they are closer to the campus first, and second, you will find people within your course. They try to put you with people that with your course. So I would definitely recommend that, and I wish that I knew about it earlier or before. Yeah.
Brilliant. That is such brilliant advice. Thank you so much to all our students today. I've really enjoyed hearing your experiences, hearing your advice, your suggestions, seeing that you've just really enjoyed, or you are really enjoying being in the UK. And that's the opportunity we want to be able to offer so many students from across the Middle East and North Africa. Final thing from us, apart from saying thank you to everybody, is just to say, those of you who've joined us today, we've got a number of sessions over the next few weeks. Next week, we're doing some speed networking and have a chance to ask each of the 6 universities any direct questions. What I'd love you to do is to share the information about this event with your friends at school, your family friends, with your high school counsellor, your careers counsellor at school. Encourage them to get other students to come along. I believe today has been really valuable for you, and we'd love other students like you to have the chance to connect with us and ask some great questions, and hopefully hear some good advice at the same time. So don't forget the Strive Scan link, which I know most of you would have found to join us today. And thank you so much to everybody who's been with us, and we hope to see you all next week. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Good luck with your studies. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All the best.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.